Today we're going to be looking at whether or not 80's Overdrive on Switch, 3DS, PC, and now Xbox, as it released yesterday, July 27th, 2022, is worth a fiver. I played 80's Overdrive on Switch after reviewing the best-selling download-only games, and it was 7th on the list at the time. I took a look at the screenshots and it looked pretty rad, so let's check out if I can appropriately judge a game by its cover and screenshots. After I quickly ask that you like the video and subscribe to SirLink Gaming if you're new to the channel, or if you want to know what cheat games I think are worth checking out. And with that, let's get to it. 80's Overdrive is a very bright 2D racing game that takes heavy inspiration from old arcade games like Pole Position and Outrun, while really trying to provide a distinctly 80's aesthetic. Having been born in the mid-80s, some of the avatars to choose from when creating a profile were more familiar than others for me. And there was one fellow Canadian that I recognized, so I will be playing as Marty McFly. You start with some cash and can select from either the Testosterondo or the Intruder Turbo. It would have been nice to get the DeLone from the start to match my avatar, but that's not the case. There are 3 game modes to choose from in 80's Overdrive. I started and played the most of my time in the career mode. There's also a time attack and a level editor mode that work differently than you would expect, but more on them later. Career mode is more or less what you would expect. There are 35 races in total that will progressively unlock as you complete others, and your prize will generally be about 8 times your entry fee for races that you win. How is the racing? Well, I think it's okay. It took about 2 races to get the feel and understanding of the controls, as you will need to weave in and out of traffic to avoid the non-racing cars on the road, and they can have pretty erratic and unexpected movements. Typically, they start by taking a sharp right on the road, but quickly with practice you will be able to easily navigate around them. One thing that I found a bit janky was the animations while turning, as it does not feel smooth. It's a result of there only being 2 separate turn animations, a slight turn and full turn. Later races do get a bit more difficult, but that's where the upgrades come in. Each car can be equipped with nitro and radar, which help you get away from cops and your opponents. There are better cars that you can purchase, and additionally you can upgrade your engine, steering, and bumpers 9 levels each, and that will increase your speed, turning, and being more resistant to damage while also costing less in repairs. You will need to be cognizant of your wallet, as you will be spending to both refuel your car and on repairs, as damage will slowly accumulate from hitting other vehicles, or say running into a tree trunk that's on the side of the road. I'd bought my second vehicle, the Aggressor, and on my first race got caught behind a car at the start and quickly racked up 62% in damage on my new ride. Thankfully, I was able to eventually scrape together the repair cost and avoid seeing what happens when the car gets to 100% damage. Let's talk about the other 2 game modes, starting with Time Attack. I typically expect Time Attack to be a mode where you try to get the fastest time on the track without any opponents to get in your way, or something very similar to this. That's not the case in 80's Overdrive. Here the time attack is a checkpoint-based race that is seemingly never-ending, because you gain additional seconds by hitting the checkpoints, but also you gain additional seconds by driving near the traffic cars on the race, and this effectively breaks time attack. I started with 90 seconds, and once you start gaining time from the other cars and the eventual checkpoints, there's almost no way to lose. You do not suffer damage, and once I got to 10 minutes of race time, I decided I had enough, stopped, and let the clock run itself out. Then once you're done, it shows the map of your route. Does this honestly go on forever, or is there an actual end? Let me know if you have found out in the comments below. Honestly, I think including damage in this mode would make for a better experience and encourage more precise driving, as there's no penalty for hitting other cars in an effort to get close to them and get those time bonuses. Now for the level editor, which also is different than I expected, whereby you use a slider on a number of track details, and once decided you click save, and it generates a track for you that can be shared using a code system, which kind of makes you wish there was an online option, because it would have been cool to play these against others online. But nothing else about this game is online either, so I guess that's okay. I've enjoyed my time with 80's Overdrive. Playing through career mode has been fun, and even though I think time attack and the level editor are not necessary, they are nice inclusions that you might enjoy more than I did. I was not expecting much with 80's Overdrive, but the $1.25 price tag on Switch, which is 90% off its regular price of $12.49 Canadian, I believe was money well spent, as I will be continuing my career in 80's Overdrive, because it's worth a fiver. Have you played 80's Overdrive? Do you think it's worth a fiver? Let me know in the comments below, and I will see you in my next video.